Hello, my dear English learners. I am back with another amazing episode where you will find out the best way to improve your English. Because nowadays, every English learner is quite inquisitive to just discover the best methodology, the best way to improve English language. Certainly. And some of the requests which I have received recently are these that ma'am, we have crammed a lot of vocabulary words, but when we are in the conversation, all the vocabulary words just evaporate from the mind and we are just in the state of blankness. Now, learning, cramming, memorizing of vocabulary words with meanings, with sentence structures, with producing 3 to 5 sentences is often done, but it is not a fruitful hobby. It is not a fruitful activity, I would say. It is not a fruitful action, habit. You have to go an extra mile. You have to think out of the box. Now, the second way is that, ma'am, we are learning daily use sentences. But when we are learning these daily use sentences and we are learning separately the vocabulary words, we cannot synthesize them. We cannot just join them together or fix vocabulary words into the sentence structures, or we can utilize, manipulate, you can say. What is the best method, ma'am? Then I would share the best method. Not only the best method, I would say that inculcate this method in your daily habit. It should be the part and parcel of your habit, because if you are following this habit, if you are following this best methodology, what would be the impacts? The foremost impact is that you will naturally, subconsciously, without effort, will improve your English language. Yes, my dear audience, you don't have to just open up the book and cram all those words, vocabulary words, and you just don't need to maintain hundreds and thousands of vocabulary words, because after a certain period of time, what happens that all these vocabulary words, if they are not revised on daily basis, they are all erased from our memory. So what is the best method? How to inculcate, how to just inhale English language naturally without effort? Certainly it would take time. It is a lifelong process. You have to go with your life. You have to permanently dedicate a small portion. Only 15 minutes can beat 1 hour a week. Yes, because consistency matters a lot. Where hard work, where just brilliant or your intelligence fails, their consistency wins your heart. This is the reality. Now, what is that method? Without wasting your precious time, I would go and dive deep into the video and I would illustrate from my own example. And I would show you the book of my master's class. What was my habit and how I have achieved this level of fluency. Though I do not say that I am very fluent, I am a native English speaker or near to native, but I am quite confident and I am at ease while expressing, while articulating my ideas to the learners, to the speakers, to the communicators, to the other participants as well. So just look at the condition of my book. This is the condition of my book, and this condition is required. First of all, before disclosing or before just flipping through the pages of the book, the first condition is that you should have a pencil, tiny one, no, long one. You should have a pencil or sketch pencil and highlighters with you to highlight the prominent words. Of course, there is no substitute for improving your English language, because these books are the treasure houses of language. How writer is narrating, because writers are in the habit of narrating each and every minute details. So how to improve your English? First, you should have to understand the pattern that I have just highlighted the words which were unfamiliar to me by highlighter, and then I have explained them in the form of in English version, not in Urdu version. Now this is the condition of words and meaning, and you have to select. It doesn't mean that you are sitting and you have read the whole book in one day. It is of no usage. It is of no usage. You have to swallow, you have to chew. Now what does this mean? I am utilizing the words of Bacon, that you have to chew, you have to swallow the words. And the best way is that to read one page every day. One page every day. And that same page should be repeated multiple times. 3 times a day. One page 3 times a day. Now what would be the result? You would understand the patterns of English language subconsciously, without burning your midnight oil. Yes. So the words like facade, opaque, there are so many other words which are just difficult to understand. You will come to know. The first thing is that you have to read the page smoothly. You have to read the page smoothly, without understanding, you have to read. You have to read. The second time when you are reading, you should have to notice the unfamiliar, the catchy words. Sometimes words are very catchy and we just like them to use them in our conversation. So you have to highlight those expressions. Number 2. Number 3, before hitting the sack, read the page again. Read the page again, and by the time you will be in the middle of the book, what would be the scenario? What would be the scenario? Now you are quite familiar not only with the tone, with the words, but each and everything, and you will start utilizing all those techniques, all those expressions in the nearly same situation. For example, melancholy, opaque, transparent, facade, and there are so many other words which I have listed, and I was amazed that this was the firmament. Do you know what is the meaning of firmament? It is sky. It is sky. For example, opaque. Opaque means anything which does not allow light to pass through. It means not transparent. Opaque. Opaque. O-P-A-Q-U-E. Opaque. Now, rim. Rim means an edge. Edge of something. Somber. Somber. Serious. Dull. Gloomy. Now, this is the best way. This is the best way. If you really want to improve your English language, inculcate this habit. Although it is a dull and trap hobby, and you can choose according to your own genre, according to your own taste. Because I am not forcing you that you have to read the literature book, you have to read the literary books. Go and fetch any kind of magazine, any kind of book which you can find interest. So this is the method. Hope you have understood and utilize this method. And after utilizing it for 30 days, before 30 days you should not have to comment. After elapsing of 30 days, you have to return to this video and comment to what an extent you have improved your English language. How many words are unconsciously, subconsciously creeped into your conversation, and you feel amazed with this method. So after reading for 30 days approximately, and you would read 30 pages for 90 times. 30 pages for 90 times. Oh my God. And your you can say the treasure trove would be full of vocabulary words, expressions, and you will feel confident and you will love reading the book, any book. So with this positive note, I certainly end this video. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.